Well, David Heurtel is with us, of course, Fridays now at 5:05 on Montreal Now. He's your political analyst that you'll go to for the latest news, information, and hot takes. And, of course, he is continuing his role on the Elias Macko Show with his bi-weekly check-in on politics. David, welcome back to the show.
Always great to be with you.
And let's not forget the Big Five, too. So we'll keep having you on here, David. Okay, let's get to the big topics of the day here. First things first. I guess it was a matter of time because we see it all over North America and other jurisdictions. The culture war debate on gender entering the political arena. We heard Education Minister yesterday, Bernard Drinville, saying, hey, we're going to have boys, we're going to have girls. And if there are non-binary students, we will have an open space. We'll convert a bathroom for individuals into an open space. We want everyone to feel welcome. We also heard Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon, and the PQ, by the way, arguably the most pro-LGBTQ party in Quebec's history. It's arguably, but they're up there, the PQ. He's urging to not let the extremes decide this. Let's have the National Assembly weigh in. David, what's your take on the inevitable has happened? It's entered the Quebec realm. What's your take?
Well, I agree with you that we are in a situation right now where what we call U.S. politics, it has seeped into our political discourse in the way that political parties now are beholden to their respective bases. They're not speaking, so the CAQ isn't speaking to all Quebecers, and the English-speaking community knows this very well. They're targeted to their base. Same thing for the Parti Québécois and all the other parties. The only problem with the Liberals is that we have no clue what their base is outside the English-speaking community, and it doesn't even know where it's going. But Quebec Solidaire has a base. The Conservatives has a base. And I think the key here is the by-election in Jean Talon. We're talking about Quebec City, and we're not even close to being where Quebec Solidaire is when it seats. Those two ridings in Quebec City are right where Laval University is. But the minute you get outside those two ridings, you are in a basically very conservative, right-leaning, older-skewing Francophone voter base. And so you are far removed from progressive politics here. So I think what's very important for both the CAQ and the PQ, who are the two leading contenders for Jean Talon, is to stake out very clear positions right away on this issue. And let's face it, for the CAQ, it's always been very successful in attacking wokeism or left-wing policies. Remember, during the election campaign, the orange tax was a label that François Legault stuck on Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois and Quebec Solidaire, and it worked. And so I think on this issue, you're talking about two now very conservative parties. The Parti Québécois, I agree with you. The Parti Québécois in the 60s, when it was founded, in the 70s, in the 80s, had a very progressive image. But that's no longer today's Parti Québécois. You know, the left-leaning wing of the Parti Québécois seceded from the Parti Québécois and became Quebec Solidaire. Mm-hmm. And so what's left today is a party that is catering again to whom? We're talking predominantly baby boomers in the regions who are much more conservative-leaning than the younger voters who have David, an opening to these types of policies.
David, don't you, I'm looking at the word, so, Bernard Drinville didn't come out yesterday and say, it's boys and girls, and that will never change. Mm-hmm. He came out and said, we'll have boys, we'll have girls. We're also going to have an inclusive space for those who are non-binary. And remember, the Quebec government just redid family law. And, remember that whole ruckus because the Liberal Party said remove the word women from family law. And the CAQ said, no, we're going to have women and we're going to have people, right? Like people who give birth as well, along with women, right?
Right.
It doesn't I just want to say, I saw Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon and I saw Bernard Drinville and I said, you know what? I didn't hear Republican hyperbole. I didn't hear left-wing extremism either from either of the two. And I'm like, this is good. Maybe we can avoid the worst of the worst.
we can only hope. There was that little quip from Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon saying, we don't want any radical politics. And so that could expose himself on the left to some criticism. But I agree with you. I get the sense that everybody is getting the same type of results from their internal polling. And I include Pierre Poilievre.
Yes.
Because Pierre Poilievre, with the position the convention took on social issues, I get the sense that that theme of last weekend's convention in Quebec City was common sense, right? And so I think what the CQ is doing here, and I sense that Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon is also trying to do the same thing, is stake out the center on this issue. Yeah. But the center corresponding to where their bases are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think we would be talking about the center the same way if we were having this conversation in a plateau writing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. And that's it. Like all centers for parties are very different. Okay.
It's very relative.
So let's talk about it's relative. Let's talk about the Liberals now here because there's another name. It's MNA Marwa Rizki who says she is, quote, torn. She's torn, David, about running for the Quebec Liberal Party leadership. I'm thinking about that song. What was her name, Natalie?
Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel.
So there's Marwa Rizki from yesterday. David, what's the real scoop here from Liberal Land?
I didn't know Marwa could sing so well. Look, I don't think she's torn at all, actually. I think Marwa Rizki went into provincial politics thinking about one day running for the leadership of the Liberal Party of Quebec. And so, yes, and we heard Greg Kelly say it yesterday to Aaron and Natasha, that right now the priority is adding to their family. And they're trying to have a second child, and that's great. But in terms of timing, I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue at all. The next provincial election is 3 years from now, Elias. Mm-hmm. And we will learn in mid-October at the General Council meeting of the Quebec Liberals what the rules will be for the next leadership race. Now, we might learn that maybe that's postponed. Who knows? We don't know anything. But the fact is that there are two very interesting dates other than the provincial election. There's these rules that we're going to learn on October 15th. But also, the federal election, Elias, is going to play a big role in this.
Yes.
Because now that we know that the federal election, right now, unless there's another seismic political shift, 2025 is when we'll go to the polls federally. It's either the spring or the fall. Let's just play along with me here. Let's say the Liberals don't turn around the situation and they lose power. Now, there's going to be a federal leadership campaign for the Liberals, but that means that a François-Philippe Champagne and or a Mélanie Joly could be interested in running for the Quebec Liberals.
So interesting. So interesting.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things. So yeah, okay, Fred Beauchemin, you want to make a name for yourself. You want to become more known. And so, but the thinking right now from a lot of Liberals are saying, okay, 26, we're probably going to lose. So that's why nobody really wants it.
Yeah.
And so you might have a Fred Beauchemin, but let's say you have Fred Beauchemin coming in, and forget about Joe Lightbound. I mean, Joe Lightbound was a possibility when we were talking about an election this year federally. Mm-hmm. So I don't see Joe Lightbound leaving the federal caucus and, the salary and the job he has. So I would think right now, okay, maybe Fred Beauchemin runs, but he will have a tag as interim. Another form of interim, temporary.
It'll be leader, but placeholder at the same time.
That's it. So 25 comes around. let's say you have some big federal names that are no longer ministers or don't want to run or don't see a path to become federal leader. And Mara Risky will have had, most probably, that second child by then.
We shall see, David. David, I'll catch you tomorrow morning on the Big Five to keep this going. So you'll hear David tomorrow on the Big Five and on Montreal Now on Friday afternoon. David, be well.
All right, you too.